There's one belief that has changed since joining the program, which is thinking that productivity only comes from working long hours. Through the daily 3 and prioritization tools that I learned, I now understand that working smarter and focusing on key priorities is more effective than just being busy all day.
The module that impacted me the most was grit and growth mindset. It changed how I see failure. Now, I see every challenge as a chance to learn and improve.
In the phase 2 of the program, I worked in a team to solve a problem, and we encountered some challenges and solved it. The problem was time, trying to find out time that suits everybody so that everyone can join a meeting and find solutions to the problem we are supposed to solve. But after everything, you're able to get through to it and get a time that is stable for everyone.
The ALX Professional Foundations program has also made me possible to meet new people. ALX is a huge community, so when you decide to be a part of this program, you will not be alone. You meet people from all walks of life and from different parts of Africa. One person I came into contact with was Evans Hoya. Evans Hoya, wherever you are, shout outs to you. I was able to collaborate with him and worked with him on so many projects, and we're able to accomplish a lot together, giving each other very good feedback.
Pretty cool video, don't you think? Those are amazing learners who just completed cohort 9 of the Professional Foundations program. And I just wanted you to hear from their own words what the experience has been like, because I'm part of the team. So I may be a bit biased when I come to share the amazing things that Foundations is designed to offer you. But I thought it would be helpful to hear from those who have gone before you, who have actually been in the program, to understand what it is that you are actually going to go through. So yeah, if you listen to the video, if you listen to the things that they shared, they touched on the offerings of Professional Foundations. If we could go on the next slide, I will talk about what exactly those things are. Just as a quick icebreaker, let me know what specialization you applied for in the chat. And then let me know one soft skill you think is necessary for you as a professional in that field. So if you are enrolled in data science, for instance, what soft skill is important for a data scientist to have? Or if you're enrolled in software engineering, what soft skill do you think is important for someone that's a software engineer, for instance? So let me go to the chat and see what we're seeing. Okay, so I see you guys sharing your specializations. Daniel says data analytics, and you need critical thinking for sure. I see cybersecurity, back end. Let me know what soft skill. I saw graphic design and then communication as the soft skill. Cool. Let me see some more. I'm seeing your specializations, but not your soft skills. You guys kind of want us to share on our soft skills as well. Okay, so I see data science and problem solving. Okay. Keep them coming. Why I asked is because you're enrolled in all of these amazing technical specializations, but you're starting off with Professional Foundations, because here at ALX, we believe that soft skills are the foundation for a very, very well-rounded professional, right? So that's why you're in Foundations. And it's good to know that you know some of the soft skills that are relevant to you, not just as a now for Foundations, you discover that they are relevant to you not just as a professional, but even as a person. It flows on into your personal life. That's what Foundations is about. And we call Foundations the secret sauce here in ALX, because once you mention ALX, chances are people just associate the program or the organization with technical programs, right? But surprise, surprise, there's so much more to ALX, and that secret sauce is Professional Foundations. Now, Professional Foundations is designed for young professionals that are aiming to sharpen their soft skills and career growth. You would agree with me that the world keeps changing, and it's very important to, as much as your technical skills are great and they will get you in the door, soft skills would help you grow. Soft skills would help you stay in the door. And that's what Professional Foundations is all about. So it's designed to help you develop 8 key meta skills as a solid foundation for your technical specialization. Now, those skills include leading yourself, so understanding what your personal goal, your personal mission is, knowing what your key values are. ALX is guided by values as an organization, but even beyond that, we want you to also understand and embody core values for yourself. So Professional Foundations is designed to help you think around those aspects. Maybe you've thought about them, maybe you haven't even taken a pause to think about what these things are. This is the bedrock of who you are as a person, and it overflows into your career. So Foundations is designed to help you think through how to show up and lead yourself. Another soft skill is leading others. So how do you work in teams? How do you work as a team member, right? How do you work with people across different time zones or across different cultures? That's one thing that Foundations is designed to help you understand and learn. Another skill is critical thinking, like someone mentioned in the chat. There's communicating for impact. So you have this amazing idea, you have this amazing app that you want to build. How do you present it? How do you use storytelling, to convince investors or to convince your clients that you know what exactly it is you are doing? Foundations is designed to give you that much needed foundation, to be able to deliver at an excellent scale. Why are we doing this? Because there's a gap. I can almost assure you that maybe some of you have tried a few courses before, or ALX is not the only platform or organization offering technical courses. But one of the things that we pride ourselves in is that we prepare you all round so that you don't just have the skill, you know how to use it, you know how to market it, how to brand yourself, and how to show up as your most confident self. If you have to give an elevator pitch, what does that look like? How do you show up confidently in that situation? All of that is embedded in Professional Foundations. So every single learner enrolled in any of our programs, apart from ACE and the virtual assistant program, you would have to start off with Professional Foundations. Now, if you've taken foundations before, good and fine. We're glad that you're back for another course. You don't have to retake the program, but if this is your very first time taking a course with ALX, you would have to go through Professional Foundations. Now, the duration for this course is 3 weeks of learning. So week on week, you would have content to go through, and then you would have assignments to go through that are very practical, that would require you to work by yourself. It will require you to work in teams, and it will stretch you. Best believe it would stretch you, okay? So come with the mindset of, there's something we call growth mindset. So come with that mindset of, even if you meet things you're not familiar with, they may be tough from the beginning, but you would build stamina and you will get to learn them. So that's Professional Foundations at a glance. If we go to the next slide, we would see a breakdown of the learner journey. So what you do is you start off from week 1, which is this week. So starting today, which is onboarding, you're going to go through these sessions that we would have to introduce you to the program, to introduce you to our platforms. We would show you how to use our different platforms. We have a learning management system called Savannah. We'd show you how to use that. We'd show you how to actively engage on our community space as well. All of that would happen in this week, which is week 1. But also, you would have your learning content for this week already. So after our session tomorrow, just in case you don't know how to navigate to our learning management system, we'll show you how to do that. And then learning begins, right? So you have 12 weeks of learning. Week on week, you would have access to the content. And then at the end of the week, you would have one milestone, which is a practical assignment that you would do. It would test your understanding of the content you've gone through. And then you would have one test, which would be a multiple choice assessment, also on the content you've just gone through. So that's what you would do for the next 12 weeks. And then after 12 weeks, in week 13, we would have a grace week. So our grace week is simply 1 week that would allow any learner that's behind on the content, on an assignment, on a test. Grace week is when you get to catch up and make all of your submissions, because you have to make all 12 submissions for your test and for your milestones to successfully graduate from the program. So after Grace Week, we would have our graduation and transition week in week 14. So that's when, if you are going on to a specialization, if you're going to data science, if you're going to Salesforce or AWS, this is when you move on to those specializations. And if you're just enrolled in professional foundations, you get your certification. Everybody gets a certificate, and you go on to join the global ALX community. So that's the learner journey for the next 12 weeks of learning plus 2 weeks of transition. Let's get into our systems and tools. So there are a number of systems and tools that we use. The very first one is the eHub. So at this point, I believe you should be familiar with the eHub, because that's where you made your application and that's where you've made your payment. So your eHub is where it's our community space, right? And on the eHub, you get to access your learning content. There's a tab that will take you to the LMS, and then there's a tab that will take you to our community space. A community space is where you would see ALX representatives. So you would have community ambassadors. You would also get to be in the same group as your peers. So this is not, you're not going to learn in silos. You're not going to be on your own. You'll be in a group. We call it a squad. And all of these places, or all of these spaces, are on the eHub. Next is Savannah. Savannah is a very sweet word that I love, and it's our learning management system. So that's the virtual classroom. That's where you go to every single day to access the course content. So every week on Monday, the course content for the week will be released. You don't get it all at once. For those who are, how do we say it in Nigeria? Faster than your shadow. You don't get the content all at once. You get it week on week. So Monday, every week, you get new content on Savannah. These two platforms, you really, really want to be engaged on these two spaces, because that is the lifeline for this course, so to speak. So if you're not on Savannah, if you haven't navigated to your squad, you'll be missing out. You'll be missing out on the offerings of the program. So please take note of these two important spaces. Next up is Google Calendar. So we use a number of Google tools, and you get to learn about them in the program. But one I want to highlight is the calendar. So we have a program calendar that we've set up, and we've scheduled the events that we'll be having for the next couple of weeks. So please look out for a link. Would share with you a link in your email or on the squad spaces. So you can click on the calendar link and then sync it with your calendar. If this sounds complicated, that's fine. We would share with you resources to walk you through the process. The whole aim of this is so that once we schedule an event, you have it on your calendar, and then you get notifications so you can join in on time. Next up is YouTube. So you're joined in on YouTube right now. So sometimes we would have our events on YouTube. Sometimes we would have them on Zoom. Exciting thing about Zoom is you get to put on your camera. You get to be behind the stage with the team. We get to interact with you as we support you through whatever events we set up. So we'd have YouTube and Zoom for our events. And then Slido. Slido is a tool that we use to gather questions. So if you notice, the YouTube chat goes very fast. And in some sessions where we want to get questions from you, it's easier to have those questions on one place where we can go through and answer. So for this session, there's a Slido link already. If you don't have it, I'd ask that we share it in the chat. So if you have any questions from this session, you can put it on Slido and then we would answer. If you don't know how to navigate Slido, in the session tomorrow, we'll do a walkthrough on how to do that. So those are our tools. I think we have maybe 2 more on the next slide. Oh, cool. Okay, so those are all our tools, and those are the platforms that we'll be using. I'll mention Leah because Leah is our bot. So we have an AI bot on the eHub. Essentially, Leah is where you go to ask any question that you have regarding your learning program. Leah is available 24/7, so you can type in a question and you will get an answer. But if you can't get your answer from Leah, you have the team. And I'll quickly introduce our amazing community ambassadors. As I mentioned earlier on, you would have members of the ALX team in the squad spaces that we've placed you in, and you would see either one of these faces on your squad. So we have Yanelisa, who would be supporting you through your learning journey. We have Godwin, we have Edom, we have Geoffrey, and Nyapola. So these people are going to be your dedicated support people that would share updates with you in the squad. Please read the updates that they share, because chances are if you have any question or you have any blocker, their announcement would address it. So that's our amazing community ambassador powerhouse. A handful of people, but they are very mighty, trust me. And then next up is the core team. So we have our program manager, Miss Kendi. She is the leader of our ship, and she hasn't led us astray so far. Because you're here, trust me, Kenny is doing an amazing job with our team. So Kendi is our program manager. You get to meet her in subsequent sessions. And then Tafadzwa is our learner support associate. She sends out the comms. So if you get emails, if you get reminders, they came from Tafadzwa. And then there's me. I'm the program operations associate. So I'll be planning our events like this and just making sure that you have the best experience as you go through professional foundations. Okay, and then we have the curriculum team on the next slide. So these are the people that designed the professional foundations course. So all of the experiences that you're going through, if you love the gamification in the content, everything that you see in the professional foundations content was put together by these amazing people. And they continue to make reiterations to the course as we go. So that's the team. I think next up would be an exciting initiative that we have. So in addition to every single person that I've introduced so far, we have an initiative called the Learner Success Champion Initiative. And this is simply an initiative that we put up to empower dedicated learners that are going through the Professional Foundations program to support their peers. So if you're going through the program and you have some time to support other people, you want to put up your hand to say, hey, I'm available. I have 2 hours a week. I have 3 hours a week to support those that are behind or those that need support. That's what the Learner Success Champion Initiative is about. And essentially, we would be identifying learners that are on track in terms of submissions and that are very engaged. So if we notice that you're very engaged in the squad, you're offering help, you're engaging with the content and sharing your feedback, those are the kind of people that we look out for, because you're a great ambassador, right? And we would reach out to you to see if you could join the team to support your peers. It's an exciting initiative. We've had a number of people join this initiative, and we're just putting it out there. If this is something that you're interested in, we look forward to onboarding you sometime around the end of your first month in the Professional Foundations program. So yeah, it's a volunteer role, and you would be supporting the program essentially in that role. So that's it from my end. I'll pass it back on to Gavin, who's more exciting with more energy. I'll come back later
She tells
and answer
lies.
questions.
Everybody loves you, Dorcas, and you have wonderful energy. Ethics. But indeed, that's an amazing. I think the big takeaway here is like there's a whole bunch of people who are involved. I told you about community. It's not doing it by ourselves. We all work together, and that's a fair thing. And if you haven't got that sense from Dorcas already, we're a really fun bunch led by Miss Kendi, and that's true. She's never led us astray. In fact, she only leads us to more joy. But now that's not even here for me anymore. I want to introduce you to a couple of key people who are only going to represent the other bunch of people that are available for you in every city. We have 8 cities where we are active in with actual in-person hubs where we can supply all sorts of things to help you succeed, including Wi-Fi, access to stable internet, stable power, whatever can help you succeed on this course. And also, we also provide a community in-person experience in these spaces. And I want to invite Godwin. Is that right? No, Godwin can't be it. Who am I inviting here? Miss Dorcas. I'm looking to see this group. I don't see people from Morocco here.
I think they're waiting to welcome them at the hub, Gavin, because we don't have.
They're going to be in person at the hub. All right. So
Yeah.
in the hubs, you'll find there's 8 cities. We have 8 cities where we're active in. And please, you will see your city. The reason why we ask your proximity to the cities, if you can make it to these cities, they have all sorts of initiatives you can find. We've known this from a long time when we started ALX, that it is all about who you know. We try not to be about transactions. We're about relationships. And the relationships are best built. And you know the best version of yourself is always shown by you being there in person. So that's why we move from having this remote way to access the learning content and to drive your timetable to make sure it fits with you so that you can make sure that it works for you as you do your busy life. But we insisted on having an in-person component because that is so essential for your learning and development and for your network. It's about who you know, about relationships, not transactions. And so please visit one of our hubs in the city that you're in. Try to make it a practice. Daily if you can, weekly if you can't. At least once a week, go and check in. Go and look on the communities page, and you'll also find there are other initiatives like book clubs, hiking clubs, jogging clubs, cleanup clubs, service clubs. So many activities going on in the community that you can be part of and make yourself visible. In life, think of yourself as a social media video. If you want it to go viral, and you want yourself to go viral to get yourself the best career, you want people to notice and then share and love and like. They want to love and like you. You have to be intentional. You have to be posting yourself. That means present yourself out there and say, hi, like Dorcas just said now, we're looking for people who like to help other learners. Put yourself forward, be intentional, pay it forward because it'll back pay you when it's time. Dorcas, take him through some announcements.
Screen here. And I guess this is where we close out. Let me find my slides. Please give us your feedback on the session. Let us know what went well. Let us know things you think we can improve. We've designed this session based off of the feedback of other people who have gone through the program. And so please give us your honest feedback on things that maybe could have made the experience better or things that you enjoyed from this session. We would also share the link in the chat. So please click that and share with us your feedback as we close.